I call this meeting for Elk County Prison Board with their pledge of allegiance. While we project. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. So we have forwarded the agenda. Thank you, Jen. So those of you hopefully have that in front of you. Keep it moving. On the agenda, the next item is the approval of the minutes from our regularly scheduled meeting of August 7th, 2025. And then we had a special meeting September 11th, 2025. Again, thank you, Jeff, for preparing those minutes. Had a chance to review those. Are there any questions, comments, or edits? Nothing. If not, I'd entertain a motion for approval of the minutes for the August 7th, September 11th meetings.
I'll make that motion, Commissioner.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Thank you again, Jen. Very good job with the thorough, and I appreciate that. Okay. Any additions to the agenda? Hearing none, motion to approve.
So moved. I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approval stands, or I'm sorry, agenda stands approved. We have no visitors this morning. Correspondence, so we're down to approval of the bills. Anything out of whack with the bills?
No.
Okay. So we'll need a motion to approve those, please.
I'll make that motion, Commissioner.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And thank you. Okay. Under business portion of the meeting, item number 1, Gordon Atwell.
Morning, thank you. As of 8 o'clock this morning, the total inmate population for the Elk County Prison is 67 incarcerated individuals. The average daily population for the following months was August was 57, September 60, October 59, and November 64. So as you can see, even about August, we started to see a real uptick in population numbers, and it's holding steady in the upper 60s here recently. The female population has been averaging around 15 a month. We're currently housing 11 in the facility right at this moment. We have 2 transferred out to other facilities for a total of 13. However, we also have 2 weekend sentence inmates that come in on a Friday afternoon and get out on Sunday afternoon. Those are kind of a different sentence. They do weekends for maybe 15 weekends for a total of 30 days. So that takes our total up to 15. We have 2 male inmates transferred out at other facilities, but we are only paying for one of those that's at a facility that would charge us. So total inmates transferred out for one reason or another is 4. So far this year to date, as of this morning, we've booked and committed 297 inmates, as opposed to 264 at this same time last year. And we've actually released 22 in the last month, I guess 23 because we just released a guy this morning for a total of 259 releases so far to date. So we have been a little bit busier. We've seen an uptick at this time of year. It always kind of stands to the cold weather. Everybody seems to come to jail. We've had several new hires and we've had several people leave employment. Jessica Plants was a part-time corrections officer. She resigned her position August 8th since our last meeting. Ben Thompson resigned his position as well. He was a part-time corrections officer. He resigned on September 3rd. We were able to hire several new part-time corrections officers. Zachary Winslow started for us on September 8th. Suzanne Nearing was hired to fill a vacant part-time corrections officer position. She started September 29th. And just kind of interesting, Suzanne worked for us, about 20 years ago, and decided to come back. So we didn't have to do a whole lot of training with Suzanne. It was just kind of like a refresher training, but we're thankful that she's able to come back and wants to work those shifts. And we also hired Kara Antonuccio as a part-time corrections officer. You may have heard her name before because she was hired as a contracted nurse. She does nursing in the evenings and weekends, but some of these other corrections officer hours, she was able to pick up a couple shifts here and there. So we're thankful that Kara wants to join us. Corrections officer Corey Bennett was released from his duties effective October 17th. And Cadence Baker, she was our college student. She resigned her position effective October 24th. And we have one officer complete the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections Training Academy. That was Corrections Officer Abigail Fallon. Abigail was a college student when she was done with her college. She was hired as a part-time officer. She was promoted to full-time. And according to the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections, they want us to have these individuals trained at the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections Training Academy with 1 year of becoming full-time. Abigail became full-time back in May and just completed her academy training. So we're glad we got 2 or 3 more we're looking to send here this winter and spring. So things are looking up, I guess you could say. Although we're always looking for part-time corrections officer. We've had some revenue come in this year. Since January 1st, we've generated $24,900 from housing out of county inmates. I'll talk a little bit about a housing contract in a little bit. I have another item to discuss. But we're housing inmates for Cameron County pretty frequently, as well as one from Jefferson County. We received a payment of $35.50 in September from the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry for a medical record search. We received $400 incentive payment in November from the Social Security Administration. We've collected work release fees so far to date of $24,801 in work release inmates. We only have 2 inmates on work release right now, so there's always room for adding work release inmates. But so far so good. I think they're working out pretty well, the people we have going out. But I also think they're done soon. So any work release inmates would be appreciated. And we were reimbursed $4,313 from opioid settlement funding for the 3rd quarter of 2025 for the purchase of MAT drugs, prescriptions for inmates. And the total MAT reimbursement funding so far this year is $14,565.64. So we're able to spend down that money to offset some of those costs. A few other items to note. Last spring, I guess through Pat Straub, we contacted Marie Jones and the CCAP, County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania, for a prison risk management policy review. We sent all our policies that Marie Jones requested to be reviewed. September, on the 22nd, she came up and did a walkthrough at the facility. Was able to go to the housing units, talk to a few inmates, talk to the staff, generally get a good layout of the facility. We did a tour of the facility. She was able to ask us any questions she had regarding any of the policies, everything from security policies to treatment policies, operations policies, very minor questions. And she asked for a follow-up meeting, which we did October 29th, one of those Microsoft Teams meetings, where she just wanted to clarify any other additional questions. Verbiage was primarily will and shall and may, very minor things. She indicated we should be expecting her report here before the end of the year. But it was a very interesting to review those policies, and it was good to hear from a solicitor that we're looking good on the policies, I guess. That was it, no cost. No cost, Pat, I think. CCAP does that.
You know, it's included in our, we should have the benefit of being those people, you know, there's.
We get a discount for that, like something. Thought there was a,
No, explicit discount. You get implicit discount if you
I thought there was,
weren't following. It's nice to know you're following the rules and get that. That might be between the guardrail, look.
Yeah, it was, she was very thorough. And when she came and she sat that morning and asked us a lot of questions, and we had all our policies out to review, she was very thorough. And like I say, it was just a few little, commas here and there and very minor verbiage corrections that she was gonna kick back to us. And again, we just haven't heard back yet.
She's also one of the attorneys that, well, at least out of the warden represented me in one lawsuit. So it's good that she's the attorney reviewing all of our policies. And then she's also the attorney defending us in a big court.
Yeah, she does a lot of those presentations, those risk management presentations, and it's always very educational, and we learn a lot from them, and we're able to take that back, tweak policies here and there too. Anybody else have trouble with creating that? Should you just write everything down and just show it to us? Then we can understand what to do.
I should have brought my tag in.
Yeah, that's true.
Honor.
We keep hearing about this.
Honor.
I know, he's not let go of this since yesterday. It's kind of sad.
I brought it home.
I appreciate it.
Anyway. Okay, just a few other things to report. We received our notice from the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. We're scheduled for our every other year annual inspection on August 12th. They put out the schedule a week or two ago. So we're scheduled for August 12th with Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. A new inspector, he's been doing it about a year or so. His name's Ken Brown. I haven't met him yet. Everybody says he's a fair guy. So we're kind of, it's often the distance that we have to start preparing for our inspection, but it's just good to know when it is. We also received an email notification from the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. I don't think it will affect us very much, but if we were to ever have to do a petition 5B, it's when we would have to place somebody in a state facility. And we've done it a few times over the years for any length of time. The state is now going to charge us. I have that letter we can distribute to you if you'd like. But in short, they're going to charge us $81.29 per day, along with any medical costs, should we happen to have to transfer an inmate to state. There's an individual years ago, we had to transfer a juvenile or somebody that maybe has medical issues or behavioral issues that we can't maintain at the county level. They said this is a cost recovery thing. They're not in it to profit. It's simply just to break even. And they've never charged us in the past, but they're starting to charge anybody that we would have to send. So hopefully we don't have to send anybody. Hopefully we can manage anybody. But it's not like we can argue this. It's the state saying this is what we're going to do. So kind of at their mercy.
I do think that's pretty crappy that they're doing that. They're up for years. The state is here and says, always says, we're here to help you. As far as the DOC goes. And then here they are charging us $81.
Yeah, I think the letter came out on Friday.
And
or
that again,
Monday.
I actually did that to a handful of people in my career over there. They were just very difficult inmates that we just couldn't deal with. Nobody else could deal with them. And we ended up doing a 5B transfer on.
Yeah, the letters here, if anybody would like a copy, it's beginning after January 1st of the year. Again, they're not in it to profit, it's just, a notice that they're gonna charge us.
$81 a day, I mean. That's crap, they're open anyway, they're dealing with thousands of inmates,
Yes.
you know?
It's signed by the Secretary of Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. I don't think there's any, room to,
No, I agree, it's just,
to argue it.
it's just crappy, I think. And if I ever get the chance to talk to Mr. Grishaw, I don't know.
Is that a policy or legislative?
It is an administrative action.
So it can be taken away just as easy.
We were always responsible for medical costs.
Sure.
But
We are anyway, no matter where.
never charged us for housing them if we petition the state to take it.
Would it be worth it to send a letter to our legislators saying, hey, this is crap? Just so we're on the books.
Or CCAP, again, other counties is affecting every county. Well,
Some of the bigger counties probably do a lot of 5B transfer. Because they have the resources within their community, within their facility.
I got an email notification. There's informational webinar on the 15th. I did not register for it yet because it came yesterday when we were at our,
What time?
I don't recall. I have it. I can send it out to you.
Yeah, if you. Maybe I can voice my concerns then.
And I also don't know if it's a webinar where we're able to voice our questions or concerns.
Is Grishaw hosting?
No, I don't know. So I'll send it to you. I just got it yesterday.
so we need to do anything beyond this.
No, I think that at this point, it's just a notification. This is what we're
We're
doing.
not happy.
It's not gonna matter really.
Following up, finishing up here with what I have, we recently approved, the Center County housing contract, as you may know, at the last commissioners meeting, I believe. At the upcoming commissioners meeting at 10, I'm going to ask the Board of Commissioners for an approval of the Jefferson County housing contract. It's just a revised contract. They changed a few words in their, contract. Previous contract was 21 years old.
Yeah, it's 2004.
2004, so it's a refreshed contract. I'm gonna ask them we have 2 inmates down there right now, and that's just kind of an overflow whenever we're out of bed, so. We'll be asked the commissioners to vote on that here at 10 o'clock. And then I think finally, yesterday we participated, there was a roundtable of district attorney, probation, myself, Commissioner DeBauer, at the mental health conference up in Warren. It was fairly educational. My takeaway was, I think we pretty much have the bases covered. There was a lot of talk about reentry and getting people connected to mental health treatment prior to getting out of the facility. Mental health petitions for involuntary commitments, things like that. But I think my takeaway was that we pretty much have all the bases covered. We have everybody involved that needs to be involved, from mental health and probation, county mental health. We have our treatment meetings every week, rather than some of them, we have them once a month. We're fortunate that we have everybody at the table. So that's my takeaway. I don't know if you have anything else to offer, but I think it was very informative, and I think we're pretty much up to speed.
And it was a total waste of time as far as mental health goes.
Wow.
And I think the district attorney I was going there with the impression that it was gonna be a summit, a question and answer period, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Identifying the problem of mental health with the criminal justice system. And how can we fix this? And there was no discussion whatsoever about that, nothing. It was all about listening to the other counties. The other county providers saying, this is the service we offer to such and such a county. And we already have those services.
Yeah.
So I felt it didn't do anything for us.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of, this is what we do, there were a lot of, we are already doing that.
There is no, what are your problems you're encountering? And let's talk about how we can fix those problems. There is nothing of that. And that's what I thought it was good. That's what a summit usually is, you break off into work groups and try to And that did not happen. So you presented it pretty well. Cause if I was up there, I would have said most of the time.
And that's all I really have. I mean, we have a few other items to discuss, vote on.
Couple questions.
Yes,
Going back to personnel, so is Karen Antonuccio still doing nurse and
Yes.
part-time CO?
yeah, she's doing the evening, weekend, maybe 12 hours a week, give or take, in nursing, and then picking up CO shifts as well.
Great. Your two weekenders, does that cause, a ruffle when they come in for 2 days? Do you have to do like the full
It's
intake
inconvenient.
thing?
It is inconvenient for sure. They have to go through the whole we don't do a whole complete booking, but they have to come in and get searched and things like that. And then just as soon as, and then we have to worry about medications and things like that. Plus, that's taking away 2 beds
Right.
that I have to hold those 2 beds and send somebody out in order to offset, because we're limited in female beds.
And then my third question, why is a Jefferson person not here?
There was a conflict with a staff member down there. It was a family member of a staff. It wasn't a conflict. It was a family member of a staff member.
Warren, did we ever get that resolved, if that person has to go to the hospital and be transported?
Yes, we did, and it took a while, but it was a direction from Judge Fedora in Jefferson County that if there's any daylight, Monday through Friday, transports, Jefferson County Sheriff's Department will be responsible. Beyond that, any additional after hours, evenings, weekends, it was Jefferson County Probation. And he issued the directive to us, Jefferson County Probation, Jefferson County Sheriffs, as a follow-up. We had an inmate, the inmate went to the hospital. It was nothing too serious, but it was time consuming, and our sheriffs covered it for a period of time. It wasn't necessarily their issue. Not something we always think about it until it happens. So basically, long story short, Jefferson County Probation is, they refused it at first, and then the judge ordered it. And I got that on Monday as well.
Okay.
We'll hope we don't have to worry about it again, but
Yeah, right.
Is he in for Jefferson County probation?
no.
What
He's
happened?
pending criminal charge.
Sometime, judge issued an order, and I don't know why the sheriff's department's on there, let it happen. He took all the transports off the sheriff's office and directed probation to do it.
All of them.
Wow. And the sheriff's office let it happen, because under the law, that's not, that's a, incongruence with the law. But, so we had this issue, we took care of it. So when we tried to do the follow-up, just a little background on this. Jefferson Probation said, we're not touching it. Jefferson Sheriff said, we can't do it. Judge took transports off of us. So now it's settled,
We're crossing our fingers that it's settled. When I called probation, Jefferson County Probation, they refused it. But then this new directive came out. Like I say, I got that on Monday. Again, hopefully we don't need it, but
If it's something urgent though, your guys will still take him over and he'll be relieved by Jefferson probation.
no, we're doing it.
I don't know. The issue is they're not gonna reimburse us. So that question was asked from my office to different offices in Jefferson.
Should,
They won't.
we have to reimburse.
That's why
I
we had-
directed our staff that we will do it until relieved by Jefferson County. What are you gonna do? It's
No,
part of the cost of doing
yeah,
this.
it's a medical emergency. The county's gonna do it.
It's Cameron County. Do they reimburse us for transport? They do.
No, they
Some of them,
come up
Commissioner,
and take over.
when Jefferson had theirs, commissioners, they worked with us. We took care of theirs, they took care of ours, but mostly they were taking care of us until the judge issued the administrative order taking those transports off the sheriff, and we don't have that kind of relationship with probation down there.
In Cameron County, anytime we take them, or that we cover an ambulance run, anything scheduled, their sheriffs do it. And their sheriffs are very good about getting to the hospital and relieving us. Cameron.
So one more question for me. Jefferson County contract for housing.
Yep.
20 years old.
Yep.
Was it $75 back then, or have they been increasing it?
No, they just increased it 2 or 3 months ago to 75, to 75 from 65, I believe. And that's why my line item, upcoming is number 2 here, out of county housing daily fee increase proposal. Because we are currently housing a Jefferson County inmate at a rate of $60 a day, and they're housing ours for $75 a day.
Right.
So I would like to, if we can just move on to that, since I'm talking about it, ask for, I'll get with Attorney Brown to change our contract approximately 30 days from now to increase our out-of-county housing fee to $75 a day.
It's 60 for everybody right now?
Correct.
So. I'll just take a step back for 1 second. I had a question. This might be more for Rick, but. Housing contracts. Does the prison board have to approve and recommend it to the commissioners? That's what we always did in the past. Prison, you would present the prison board, we'd approve it and then recommend it on to the commissioners.
That's beyond, we've never done this type of increase before, on a contract that I'm aware of. We've accepted other counties' proposals at the board of commissioners level after discussion at a prison board. I just.
No, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the new Jefferson County contract.
Yes.
Okay, that Jefferson, that you're gonna have at the commissioners meeting for us to approve. Doesn't the prison board need to also approve that first and then roll it over to the commissioners meeting?
I think we do in terms of care of the inmates,
Right.
not the financial piece.
Right.
Okay, well, I didn't distribute it to you all and I apologize for that, but that's what
Okay, I just,
we'll wait till January.
Well, no, make sure we-
we can do a consensus.
Yeah,
I need to.
we don't, we don't have to wait till January. I just wanna make sure that that's the process. We continue that same process.
I mean, is there a consensus to continue a relationship with Jefferson County for housing, county inmate? Yeah, fine, whatever.
The term, I sent the contract to you, Pat, and I believe to you, Rick, and I don't think there's any major changes in it. We changed some verbiage is
Well,
all.
the only two that I noted, any value were those couple fees they were trying to sneak in that we kicked out.
Right,
But everything else kind of read the same.
yes, yeah, everything was the same. There was no real deviation in, except for the dollar amount. And again, we're at their mercies.
So we could just approve it at the commissioners meeting and then contingent upon being ratified or approved by the board, this board.
Well, even Jen and I went back and forth on that a few times. How have we done in the past? It's.
Can we make a motion here to approve it?
If you've already reviewed it and we can take your word on it, I don't see a problem with it, as long as there's no language change that will affect the inmates.
There is.
I didn't see any.
And Pat has filled the commissioners in on the, some of the details, and then he was happy with the changes that were made.
Yeah, and I think
So I
I
felt
copied
confident
the
with
Board of
his-
Commissioners in on it. Perhaps
Right.
maybe more so than the prison board. I apologize.
Well, as a formality, I'm making a motion that we approve.
It's not on the agenda. I don't think we can. You can't take action on an item that's not on the agenda.
You want to talk about technicality in the sense.
It's technically true.
We meet again in January. It's not a big deal. I can,
It's not a big deal.
no,
So just then bring it up in January then, I guess. To the prison board, and then we can
So today we're gonna
take care of it.
discuss it
So we can, what do we do with their,
based on,
we have the agenda item on the
Pending.
commissioner's agenda and
We can just remove it.
what, Rick?
okay.
Or you just gonna make it contingent for approval by prison board then? Too?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's what Pat said.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize. Like I say, this all happened late last week when Deputy Warden and I went down and met with Jefferson County Prison Administration and did a walk through their facility and had some contract discussions.
So from now on, we'll have to, anytime we renew a housing contract, we'll have to get it approved here first. Get a recommendation.
Like any contract for the jail, like the nurses' contracts and everything, I think.
Yeah, the prison board was approving that. Hey, how are the inmates being handled, and the commissioners approving the money, that's a contractual part of it. So, yeah, I think it should have the recommendation of this board before it votes for the monetary or fiscal approval.
And I guess this comes into play of if we really believe there was a substandard facility. I can't, off the top of my head, but I guess that's, we sort of presume that anywhere we'd send an inmate would be an adequate place to live them, but. The prison board, or more than the board of commissioners, so before we get into a relationship with XYZ County. It probably would be important to endorse that from the prison board to say, yeah, this is a facility that we believe would be appropriate for incarcerating our offenders. So, that's fine. We can do it that way, going forward. Is that it? Sorry. No worries. Well, it's good discussion. So does that move us into number 2 or number 3? Are we done with number 2 then? Out of county housing daily fee increase for prison?
I'm still asking for us to be able to increase our daily fee for housing out of county inmates.
From 60 to 60.
60 to 75, that's the standard, 75 is the standard across anybody we deal with.
So you need a motion for that.
And then I would have Solicitor Brown revise our contracts once approved once this is approved, I'd have him revise our contracts to send out with the only real addition is the change in the fee and effective 30 days, early January. Motion.
I'll make a motion to change the out of county rate from 60 to 75 effective January 2026.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We're good.
Do we have to make any budget adjustments for that small increase? And but probably minimal, but the budget's going on the table and tomorrow. So
How many did we only have one in the last year?
Pardon?
We only had one out of county. That would change.
No,
everything.
we've had
Oh.
several.
What's the difference gonna be, you think, overall?
Exactly, I don't.
$300.
Yeah.
Not
can't be much.
Okay,
We'd take it though, wouldn't we?
yeah.
Okay, finally, I guess the biggie that I was concerned, I've kind of kicking this can down the road for the last several years, allowing inmate tablet usage. I believe I've kept you guys up to date as much as I can with the proposed fee increases and commission losses and things like that. Deputy Warden and I went to Jefferson County, got a walk through their facility and saw how they manage their tablet system. Overall, they're well received with the staff and the inmate population. I think I've given you as much information as I can on them. I know you and I emailed back and forth. I tried to answer your questions. It's going to be a learning curve for sure. But in April, at this point in April, we will be losing phone and video commissions. This revenue will help offset some of that a bit. It's not going to offset it 100%, but it's going to still help fund inmate services.
How long has Jefferson County been using tablet?
6 months or so since the spring. And they've had their bumps in the road, they've had their headaches, getting replacements is difficult for them. But I also don't think it's, we're on a 1-for-1 basis. So if we have 67 inmates, we're gonna get 67, plus an additional 10 or 20% in spares, because they do go down.
And there's no cost to the county, correct?
No cost at all.
And is, the network that they're gonna be working on is their network.
It is their network, similar to the video visitation now.
IC Solutions, the network, and it's a lockdown network.
Yep,
Will the inmates have access to their tablets 24 hours?
no, typically from unlock in the morning, we can make it 8 AM to 9 PM, usually 11, 12 hours.
So where are you gonna keep 70 tablets?
They're mounted in the housing unit. It's a bank, a charging bank. It's mounted right on the wall. You go over and slide your tablet in to recharge it at the end of the day. They all have to be turned in at the end of the day. You go over and punch one out, and it's a facial recognition. It's assigned to your number, your account, your name. It does facial recognition. They say it's worked quite well, and then that tablet is assigned to you. And when you're done, slap it back in.
So that same tablet is yours for the.
For the day, yeah,
Oh, just for the day?
just for the day.
Tomorrow you
Anybody,
can pick a
yeah,
different one.
So if there's damage to a unit, inmate kind of gets disgruntled or against the wall and plus who's responsible for cost?
it does happen, yes. Typically, the inmate's responsible for the cost. If they have money, we sanction.
But IC Solutions will replace it,
We'll replace and repair them.
and then internally you charge them.
Yes. We may not recover everything, but. And then any monies that would cost would also come off the top of that inmate incentive account. They destroy it, they're paying. Destruction won't cost the county.
So what will it cost the inmate to use it?
Pardon me?
How much will you charge the inmate to use it?
To use it, we don't charge them necessarily. It's, well, the fee structure was, 5 cents per minute. We're still gonna get the commission on phone and video through April. But it's 5 cents a minute,
Who pays that, them or us?
the inmate.
5
the
cents
inmate.
a
And we take 20% of that.
Oh, they pay IC 5 cents, so we
Right,
get 20%.
They have a bank and
So we
Jen
get 1 cent
manages
per
that
minute.
bank. And when they use that time to watch a movie or send a message, we learned a lot about their messaging. And they get charged for it. And in a lot, long story short, the company gets this much and we get this much. It rolls back over into the inmate incentive account, similar to the phone call.
The time that they use it automatically comes off their account
Yes.
through the system, get the phones.
Yeah, and there's certain free things on there. There's certain free games and there's a lot of educational things. They did show us their usage, like they have inmates taking classes on there. They have dozens and dozens of classes and several inmates were hundreds and hundreds of minutes. 2,000.
And
Thousands of hours.
They have money on their books.
Pardon me?
They don't have money on their books, they can't use it.
They can, there's a lot of free things. Yeah, and they can communicate with their attorneys. They can communicate with their families, visits on there. It's interesting, it really is.
And does anyone, it sounds like someone monitors what
Yes.
they're using.
Yeah, we can set the parameters if, we can set it to PG movies, PG-13 movies. We can monitor the texting, we can put in keywords like warden or dope or anything. We can monitor that, and that gets flagged. It doesn't go through until we review it. It was very interesting. It was state of the art. One of the only ones that doesn't. So, there's gonna be a learning curve for sure. It's gonna be a headache at times, but I'm pretty confident. We're gonna have a couple people assigned that that's their job to round up the tablets, and when we have one go down, we can send it in.
And you'll be able to monitor most of the activity like you do on the
Everything.
phones, everything,
Everything,
like you do on the phones.
correct.
I guess just for an example, we went back to the warden's office. He brought up, and he would show us the keywords that hit, and as we were touring the facility, it came up on his computer that the warden from L County was in, so.
Somebody sent it out. Because I went and saw her in her housing unit and she went over to a tablet and said, warden from El County's here.
So
It's
they,
flagged.
so the warden from Jefferson had to approve that message to be sent. Because one of the keywords came.
It was going to somebody in the outside.
Yes.
They
It's pretty
can't-
slick.
They can't communicate with them anyway, right? Like
Then-
somebody in A block can't communicate to somebody in 205A.
So they
Through an outside, through a third party. They do that now.
But the phone system now, I thought, kicks them off. You try to do a third
Well,
party call.
They're pretty good.
when is this all gonna happen?
If you approve this, he said roughly 90 days. He'd have us up and running. Again, we don't have to do anything except let him in the building.
So if we approve that here, then do the commissioners have to approve that also, because it's contract?
It's contract.
Yeah.
And I didn't. Sorry, that's beyond me. I didn't put it on, I didn't request it to be on your meeting.
We have
I
another
thought-
one in 2 weeks.
But this was a done deal, so.
We have to look at the benefit of the inmate. There's a risk benefit here. And some of the stuff I think of as literature, you occupy their time with instructive, things to do. Hopefully that'll reduce problems and incidents that they'll have over there. Everybody's doing it. The other thing I would point out, that the National Sheriff's Association is a big thing going with this phone call stuff. And they're collecting data, try to really push back on communications people to get all this funding restored. But even once we do this, it'll be pretty hard to take it off the inmates, I think, if we see a lot of benefit with it. I think we will.
Oh, yeah.
For the long, not that they're not gonna have issues and problems we have to overcome. But in the long haul, I see more benefits than risk. And I've looked at it quite a bit. I've read up on it quite a bit.
And again, just to clarify, we're not putting him in a jail cell and closing the door, short staffed, and we don't put him in a jail cell and give him your tablet and say, we'll see you in a couple hours. You get 2 inmates or more, gather around one tablet. Sure.
And some inmates have a lot of money coming.
And we do have a shortfall that we're going to be experiencing, and this will help offset some of that.
Instead of account pays for a lot of things over there. That's where the phone money, but visitation money goes into.
So you look for a motion to move forward, please.
I'll make that motion, Commissioner.
Second,
Becker, any further discussion? All those in favor, please, say aye. Any further?
So when you need that signed by,
Your next commissioners meeting after today, December.
so just to clarify for you. The way I always understood it is commissioners have to approve all contracts. Okay. But the prison board, because it's a prison issue, also has to approve that contract. So that's what I always said. Anytime I was getting a contract approved, I brought it to prison board first and then commissioners. Very well. Just an FYI.
Item number 4. Yeah, Jen created that, recently sent that out to you guys, in advance of 2026. Prison board meeting dates.
Need a motion for that too?
I would love to have it.
I'll make that motion
Thank you.
again.
Second.
All right. Moved and seconded to approve the prison board meeting schedule as presented. Any further discussion? Is it? Okay. All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Yeah. Under good of the county, the Elk County Community Foundation for Ridgeway Charitable Fund recently donated children's books to the prison library for inmates to read to their children. This is
excuse me, Commissioner, Marilyn Seago's out there looking in the door. Should we invite her in, or
she can come in, I guess.
I think she just sat down?
Yes, you'd like to, she'd like to, public meeting, over here for commissioners meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you'd like to come in, you're certainly welcome.
Yeah, if I could, the Community Foundation Charitable Fund, this came through Dickinson Center. They reached out to us, John Schlemm specifically reached out to us with a proposal to have a children's library within the facility. They bought several $100s worth of children's books so that inmates can read to their kids, either during regular visits through the glass or through video visits. We actually just put it in last week and it hasn't really been used yet because we just opened it. So we thought it was something interesting. Something we wouldn't have thought about, that they were able to read books to their kids now. I guess it's fairly popular across the state, but it's just something I wouldn't have thought about until they came to us with it. So That's just one of the good news things. Thought I'd share that with you.
Any further on that? If not, questions from the press?
I'll pass on that.
And you're certainly welcome. I mean, this agenda that you have has our prison board. It's an open meeting. I mean, we always have them prior to our commissioner meeting. The reason the door is closed is just for our own ability to hear what's going on in less interaction. So, you know, probably know that by now.
The dates are on.
Dates for the upcoming 26.
Okay.
Okay, nothing further. Our next scheduled meeting, as you see, is the 22nd of January, 2026. Beginning at 9 o'clock here, same place. We'll move to adjourn. No, really, that's.
I figured it'd be easier if we're just keep typing. I'm seeing where I made motions in the past, so she can copy
I
and
think you
paste.
ran the table. I think, good for you. All right, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. I just noticed, well, if I did it in the last meeting, I'm like, can you just copy and paste, it's a lot easier.